subscribe for daily videos. People who shave or wax private parts for a living, what are your horror stories? STDs, unknown smells, unknown discharge, and a guy who blew his load everywhere while I was waxing his balls. Beauty industry is not glamorous at all. Not my story, but our teacher in beauty school. She was waxing someone on her period, not uncommon, just wear a tampon, and she didn't realize that the wax had stuck to her tampon's string. When she went to pull the strip, the tampon flew out and was obviously an embarrassing mess. Now we're taught to put an applicator over the string or push it out of the way while laying the strip. Edit, not sure how obviously turned into that monstrosity without my phone fixing it. Laser tech for 4 years. Lady started her period on the table mid-session. Luckily the area was completely covered for sanitization and I was almost done zapping her. Finished up and sent her on her way. She was mortified. I felt bad for her. Not her fault. Aunt Flo is a nasty cruel bitch sometimes. Lol. She gave me a generous tiptoe, that was nice. My buddy's sister got a job doing that. She said she had to watch a video that graphically showed what happened if you fucked up waxing a scrotum. Long story short, you can get your nutsack ripped wide open. Ex and I were in the BDSM community. My ex had found a really good waxer. Friend of a friend asked about the waxing job on display at an event, so the name was given out. The waxer stopped waxing men because the friend of a friend moaned and panted during the waxing and then had an orgasm on her table. Not a beautician, but briefly dated one for a bit. She had a guy come in and get his balls and butthole waxed, claiming it was for a hot date that he had that night. She said that he was kind of weird and a little creepy, but she brushed it off. Her and I get dinner after work and her phone is blowing up. The guy had tracked her down on Facebook and went through and liked every single picture that she had posted in the last 5 years. Dude was immediately banned from every coming back. I talked to a beautician friend about this once, so I'll just get the big one or of the way. People who don't wipe properly and lie about it like they did. Not an aesthetician or anything like that, but I did once queef during a session and I was mortified. The poor girl didn't even bat an eye and said it was okay, but I was counting down the minutes to be done and go hide in my room for the rest of the day. Some smell so bad you can taste it. While in aesthetics school during Brazilian training, I was a model for two girls. One of the girls spreads my butt cheeks apart to the point my skin was hurting to evaluate the situation, and she commented on how nice my butthole was. We'll say it was extremely awkward and interesting sitting there on all fours while they wax me lol. Just for reference, typically when waxing you start from the back coming forward, or at least that's how we were taught. A bit late to the party, and this isn't my story, but an old co-worker's. She had a woman come for assorted spa and aesthetic services. When they got to the Brazilian, my poor co-worker learned this woman was wearing a diaper. All sorted and on the table, ready to begin. And the woman shits on the table. There was no Brazilian for her that day or any day since. It was a rough day at work for many. I have an esthetician friend and she told me that some people will come in straight from the gym, no shower or anything. Even with masks, she said it doesn't hide the smell. I do not wax, but I work at a waxing salon. Worst thing I've ever heard was that a woman had gotten her lips stuck together cause the waxer got wax on them and it took days to come off. Personally, one time a waxer stopped and looked right at my Gucci and squinted before parting my lips with her fingers. Didn't tell me anything either, like girl what did you see? Worked at a spa for 10 years. Estes complained about women who had TP and dingleberries stuck to them. Women who would come in after working all day and didn't shower before their Brazilian wax. Others had STDs and would still spread their legs with no shame. Once had a waxer who accidentally stuck her fingers inside a woman while waxing, so that was fun dealing with that. She was fired. Edit, spelling. I've told this story before on Reddit, but I had a female friend who used to work in a waxing salon. When I asked her why she quit, she gave this small shudder and talked about an obese sweaty woman who came in for a bikini wax. When I was on my knees and 2 inches away from a vagina that hadn't been washed in about a week, I knew this wasn't what I wanted to do in my life. I just got a vasectomy on Friday. The nurse shaving me before the procedure was probably the most terrifying 30 seconds of my life. I felt like I survived a trial from a Saw movie. I really don't have any horror stories, but I will say this, after keeping my nether regions waxed for well over a decade, once I do forgo maintenance, it resembles a cat with a severe case of mange, which is now my new permanent look. It's not about the horror stories, it's about the horror smells. Bromidrosis. Hyperhidrosis. And she kept hyperventilating. I wanted to stop the service, but she was a model for my aesthetician training. Should have gotten one of the cosmetology students instead. In the waxing parlor, they gave me some wet wipes to clean myself, before they come in the room and start. I wanted to be extra clean, so I used up the 2 pieces of wet wipes and wanted more. So I rummaged through the cabinets and found it. After a few seconds of wiping my ass with it, I felt a burning sensation. Looked at the wet wipe package and realized I was wiping my ass with floor cleaner floor wipes. My wax girl told me one of her first waxes was a woman who'd given birth 2 weeks prior. I can't go into details. I won't do that to you. Dang, I wish this was open to hairstylists and nail techs. We all got stories. I'm not sure I want to know the answer to this question. It's similar to how we got the swamps of Dagobah post from last decade. Not mine, but my friend had a Brazilian wax for an elderly lady. The lady undressed and laid down on her elbows with her butt up. As my friend was going to apply the wax, the lady began slowly pooping liquid and didn't notice until she was kindly asked if she would like to freshen up in the bathroom. The lady went and washed off like nothing happened and still expected my friend to finish her wax. She finished, but she came home really shaken up about it. Training to do XXX waxing in one of my first customers was an extremely thankful deaf woman. An extremely thankful deaf woman trying to cover. She was so thankful because she spent the last 2 weeks living in a caravan with no shower whilst also being on her period. It would make it so much easier to stay clean down there. And no, she didn't use tampons. If aroma could peel paint, her vagina loader would have been a sandblaster. Needless to say, I made a new rule and stuck to eyebrows. Stick a NSFW tag on it or you'll get nothing juicy, mate. I tip my esthetician well so she doesn't tell her stories on Reddit. If you're curious about waxing but not ready to go for a Brazilian, I recommend having your underarms done. It's fantastic and so convenient if you can tolerate the grow out. Wash yourself, people. If you trim the bushes, the house looks bigger. Had my balls waxed once, I clinched a bit from the first initial strip. The next one was a bit worse, and as soon as I tensed up, I let out a monstrous fart. I don't know what I had the night before, or for breakfast, but man, it was fucking bad. Poor lady had to step out because she was gagging. I'm a licensed esthetician. I do my own Brazilian waxes. Image laying the wax improperly and wondering how you're A. Gonna get it off? B. How much extra is this gonna hurt? You learn pretty quickly what to do and not do when you're doing it on yourself. Those first few times are rough. My first time doing Brazilian wax on a client, I put too much wax and couldn't remove it. Then I put a lot of baby powder and it still wouldn't come off. Then I thought it would be great to put more wax and try to remove it again. Didn't work. She was pissed and somehow removed that powder wax mess herself. Traumatizing experience for both of us, and I never tried to do Brazilian wax on someone ever again. Frown. I love how posts like this are all like not me, but my mom. Oh god, this is going to be a tough one to re-edit. I was right and I regret ever reading this. My mom has worked in health and beauty before. Whilst she didn't wax private areas, she said the worst thing she has seen was someone came for a haircut and there were maggots in her hair. Mom also did professional massage and she was fortunate not to have any creeps, but she said she always knew if someone had eaten curry. Massages are really relaxing. I used a straight razor for maximum smoothness and ended up slicing my flesh down there. Bled for a while. Hurt longer. I find the whole concept of waxing one's nether regions to be a bit of a horror story. I had to ban a guy before because he had an obvious pain kink and would enjoy his waxes too much. In my 3 years of experience, I never had someone apologize for audible and/or smelly farting in my face. There's such thing as too much horn talk and a fella ought to be aware of it. This entire thread has put me off waxing ever. Flushed face, I like my girl bits where they are. I've always wondered the opposite. Have you ever waxed a girl and thought, this is a great vagina? I'm jealous. My downstairs mix-up, old Greg. I'd love to get waxed, but I'm really insecure about how my vagina looks. I'm a fat chick on top of this, so I'd never inflict my person on some innocent victim like that. Fun fact, the name for this profession is aesthetician. No horror stories. But I dunno why all men don't shave their armpits, he shave them every week. No fish smell after work, I'm a mechanic. Name checks out. Looking for quality assurance employees of electric trimmer manufacturers. I get waxed and the lady doing it told me that they no longer wax men, because once a guy came in and sexually abused one of the staff while she was waxing him. It's so sad. OMG, mistakes were made. What made me decide to read this? Oh boy, this should get interesting. I'm saving this post but not sure I have what it takes to come back and read it later. https://youtube.b/oipt_zooey think this describes my story well. Never let wax chill, never. Once it gets cold, you my friend are doomed. Trimming back a coochie that reminded me of Hagrid's beard. Using a John Deere tractor would have been more appropriate. I just use a barbecue lighter twice a week and torch those curly cocksuckers. Softest pussy in Vegas. CM everywhere. Does that question have anything to do with your username? Ooh, yes. Grabbing popcorn. I really clicked on this thread watching it load, then realized I'm eating noodles right now, maybe not the ideal time. Why wax when you can do IPL machine at home and be baby smooth for weeks with doing it once a month at most? The obvious question being, why would you want to do this job? Manage ejaculating woman periods, that's the entire thing. Name checks out. This isn't my story, but I know an old friend who put the pussy on a chain wax. One time I got an abscess in my gooch. Commenting so I can find this post again. AskReddit moment. I had this question always. Why do people visit someone else to shave or wax the intimate areas? We can shave ourselves at the comfort of our home too. Thanks for visiting Reddit Town Hall. Have a great day.